Hey guys, Neon Genesis here and welcome to another part of my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play. Now don't mind me, I thought I'd stand near this paladin since that's what we're eventually going to be looking like. And I thought I'd stand next to this guy because he looks pretty cool. He had a pretty cool pose going on. But anyway guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to be tackling the Sastasha dungeon. Now, as you can see on my screen down here, you can see I've already done the dungeon, just to sort of refresh myself and familiarise myself with the dungeon. And I'm going to take us through the dungeon now and tackle it, and hopefully be somewhat of a guide to it, and hopefully help some of you guys out. So I'm going to search for Sastasha. Shouldn't take us too long, and as you can see, almost pretty much instantly we are going in. Now, the one thing I'm going to note is I'm not honestly the best at talking and tanking at the same time. Yet I'm a Let's Player, but I'm going to give it my best shot, guys. So if I'm saying anything strange, funny, or anything like that, just cut me a bit of slack, give me a bit of a break, and I'm going to take us in now. And there's loads of things that I want to go over. So this is Sastasha. Now, this is just a little introductory to dungeons now, since this is the first 4-man dungeon as a light party you're going to experience. And it's just going to give you kind of the concept of fighting in a dungeon, basically. But you are going to be given specific roles. As you can see, they've got it lined up as tank, healer, DPS. Now, that is automatic if you're searching like I did there. You can see that somebody's new to the run, as it just came up on the screen. Now I also want to quickly just talk through, well, very quickly, I'm going to get marks on the screen real quick. 1, I'm going to put you there. 2, I'm going to put you there. So if you're looking and wonder what I've just done there, is what you're going to see me do is I'm going to mark these enemies. 1, 2. Now if you're wondering why I'm marking them, it's because I want everyone to focus on that one there, because if everyone starts attacking several different enemies, then it's going to be quite messy. If you target the black bat, you can see there's a yellow little mark following over. That means that the enemies are going to link together. Now the lancer there, wearing a cowl I may add, is fighting the enemy I didn't want him to fight. But nonetheless, this happens quite a lot in dungeons. I used to actually aggroed them by mistake there, but it's alright. You'll probably be wondering why I stopped to tell you guys that. So I'm just going to be going through a lot of my basic fast blade, savage blade rotations, as I would if I was fighting normal enemies outside of the dungeons. So there's quite a lot of things I want to go over in this dungeon if I can. I've written some notes down, hopefully it'll help. Now, the bloodied memo in the distance there, we do need to go and have a quick look at that. Now, these enemies come in minimums of 2 that I'm aware of. So you're going to be wanting to flash these enemies if you can. Now, as you can see, I didn't mark these ones because we are all focusing on one black bat, which is exactly what I want us to do. Now, I'm going to switch early to this other black bat, just so I can start getting my enmity rotation on my DPS rotation, fast blade, savage blade. And as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but I have got hate on this bat. Is all on me. No one's taking any more damage. So when we're ready, we have to go over to the bloodied memo. It'll give us a hint. You find a bloodstained scrap of parchment with a message scrawled upon it in faded ink. The captain likes his wine red. Okay, so we need to keep that in mind. That's a little hint for later on. Now we need that for a boss later on, or just before our first boss. So again, I'm going to say everyone attack that first, and then that one second, and obviously the last bat I could have marked as a 3, but it's not really needed. So there we go. So there's going to be someone who's new to the game, not really sure what to kill. I'm sure there's going to be someone in this dungeon, I'm sure, because it came up at the beginning there that someone's new to the dungeon, and it's not me. As I've said before, I have done this dungeon already. Okay, we're going to fight the number 2. That's the one I wanted to fight next. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to go over in the next fight. Let's kill this bat first, get this out of the way. So you can see they do hit relatively hard, but the Conjurer is going to constantly have to spam flash on me. Ooh, that was my bad actually, that. Totally forgot about the bat there. How silly of me. But even after such a mishap like that, you can see I have got hit on it still. So what I want you guys to focus on is where it says black bat at the top of the screen. There's a little box to the right hand side of that, as you'll see now. You can see that it says my name. Now that means that the enemy is going to be going for me. That means I've got hit at the moment. But if you're actually looking for the official enmity meter, if you... Now this is going to be quite hard to describe because I can't point to the screen and you guys can see. But to the left hand side there you'll see the party list. Now you'll see my name and then the little sword... crossover sword mark on the side, the little symbol. Now just below that there you'll see there's a little white, where it just says A there, you'll see where it's got a little white square box. Now it's full white, which means I've got full enmity. Now that is your enmity meter. If you take a look at the Conjurer and the Lancer and the Ninja, you'll see in the next fight who's got hit on which enemy. You'll see what I mean. Now in this one, so we need to be focusing on the giant clam, because when the giant clam dies, these will eventually start fading away. But until the giant clam's dead, we won't have any. These shade seekers will start popping again. So these are all going to aggro us, but I'm not worried too much about the shade seekers because they don't do a lot of damage. As you can see the enemy from the giant clam. You can see that it's all hit is on me. Now that's what you want as a tank or as a paladin, or a marauder for that matter. You want to see that you've got all hit. Now these little shade seekers go down in 2 hits. Not really much of a pose of a threat there. Gonna put 1 on you, and this one's gonna link as I can see there. So I'll put number 2 on you. Pull this way. Come to me. Okay. Everyone's going for the same enemy. It's a smooth run so far. Everyone's doing the right thing. Not one person is started to attack the fossil shell as of yet. Now I'm going to go into a fossil shell. And I've only managed to have to only flash once. That was too many words in a sentence there. I've only had to flash once in that fight there. And it's flying down. Look at that. Simple and effective. Okay, in the next area we've got another giant clam coming up. Not too worried about that. So that's fine that they've aggroed me. Now when the giant clam closes like that, it just means that it's invulnerable. You won't be able to attack it. So I'm going to focus on the giant clam. Now I've just done 1 flash just to take the shade seekers off everyone else and get them on me. No, I'm invulnerable at the moment. And as you can see, another shade seeker just popped behind me there because we never killed the giant clam. There we go. And another one. Boom, down you go. Two fossil shells in front of us. Gonna mark you 1 and you 2 and pull. Just gonna pull them over here out the way. Again, I've got the enemies facing me and everyone else facing. Sorry, I've got the enemies facing me. I've got my back to the wall so that the enemies can do their AoE abilities to the wall. That's if they do any AoEs, mind you. I've actually seen them do any AoEs. Now look, as you can see, the white mage's just taking a bit of hit there. So what I'll do is shield lob and just flash 1 more time. And as you can see, top left hand side, I've got full hit there. The ninja's close to getting some hit, but if I keep doing my flash blade and savage blade rotation, it shouldn't pose too much of a problem to keep hit. And that's that one down. Again, we've got some more shade seekers and another giant clam who's just opened wide perfectly for me to start hitting his giant mouth. And down it goes. So these are, I'm pretty sure these link. Yeah, there's a 3-way link there. So I'm just gonna I'm going to pull him over here. I'm going to do several flashes this time round, just to make sure I keep hit on everyone. Let's take this down. What I'm actually going to do is, in the middle of this fight, is I'm going to target the... and mark that as 1, you as 2. Once that goes down, I'm going to go straight onto the number 1, the Sastasha ARR. So, using the 1 and 2 symbol thing, I'll go through that just at the end of the video if you'd like, or I might even save it for another video, go over that some more. What I've basically done is just gone, clicked myself, press square, or target myself, go down to mark, and you'll see a list of marks, and you can just press square again, and it'll ask you to assign to which hotbar. It's as simple as that. Now, what that does is, if you want to put 1 on a particular enemy, you want to focus on a particular enemy, you can do that. It just means that everyone knows they want to focus on that one first. It just really helps out. It's kind of a way of communicating without actually typing. Open that treasure coffer. 3 bottles of sea grot water. Now, admittedly, I had no idea what that is. I can see it's closed its mouth for now, and boom, down it goes. Got the Shade Seeker. We've got another Shade Seeker over there. We'll head over there in a moment. For now, we've got this one to kill. There we go. I'm just going to focus on the giant clam for now. See, those Shade Seekers do such little damage that honestly I'm barely getting hit. You know, my HP is going down, maybe a little bit more than usual, but really nothing recognisable. He's closed his mouth. Yeah, he's closed his mouth again there. Okay, I'm going to head over to the next giant clam. Now, another ability that people seem to forget to use, I find, is Convalescence. Convalescence being, you know, if you're going to take a lot of damage, or you know you're about to take lots of damage, you know, make sure to use that. It just helps boost the cures, or the potency of the cure on you. It's one of those abilities that I seem to see people forget to use. Okay, now this little line across here just means we're about to enter a boss or a kind of battle arena. And this is where that bloody memo would come in handy. Now, the hint was something about red wine. Let's see if we can click one of them. I think now that was quite lucky. So the guy had read the bloody memo, obviously got it right, and you see a switch appear. Now, clicking the switch will spawn a Chopper. Now, he won't cause you too much of a problem. He's your first real boss into the dungeon. As you can see, I've got my back face to the wall. My back faced to the wall. And the Chopper facing me, heading towards the wall, of course. Now, I'm taking a bit of damage, so I'm going to buff up with Convalescence. I'm going to move away from Charge Whisker. This is only deadly AoE. He might do it one more time in this if we don't kill it quick enough. And again, just looking at the left-hand side of the screen now, you can see I've got full enmity on him. He hasn't had a problem going for anyone else. And there's Charge Whisker for the second time. After this, that'll pretty much take him down. I mean, as long as I'm taking hit, as you can see, the Conjurer's just hitting out with stone there, which is fine. We seem to have a really good setup here. I'm really pleased with the run so far. And at the end of the fight, you'll find a coffer will appear. Go to your loot and you'll see what it is. And this is for Disciple of Warriors. Now, these are DD pieces of equipment. You can sell them, but I'm going to probably pass that. Just so that the one of the DDs there, randoms mods Rasdom even. When you're ready, click the switch once again, and it opens a secret but not so secret door. Now I've got some enemies coming up. I'm going to say that one first, and then that one next. So we're all going for the Shadow Claw Reaver. Now, I suppose there's no particular order of which one you're better off killing first, if you were wondering. But I just seem to go with the enemies just out of experience of seeing who does what the deadliest moves. Now I don't find the scurvy dogs are really that tough, so I've just put one on the shallow claw reaver. The scurvy dog is flying down. I'm going to switch a bit early and go on to the scurvy dog. So the one kind of advice I can give for anyone who's going through Sastasha for the first time or second time, again I'm kind of heading towards talking mainly just about tanking this one really, but you really want to judge with the abilities that you use, what you think you need to use and when, and how you're going to pull. But a lot of it is just a bit of experience. Don't ever be shy to enter a dungeon and say, my first time through it, not really sure what I'm doing. Just going to put some food on. I'm just going to use a bit of bread there. There we go. Okay, so we're going to kill him first, him last, and then we're going to kill Captain Madison last. Yeah, there we go. There we go, just another flash. Now number 2. I did actually a bit of a mistake there. I ran in and forgot to actually flash because I was too busy marking, so it was my own fault there. Got caught up in talking to you guys, but it's not to worry. Managed to fix the problem and no one died, and I've got hit on everything. Now a bit of a funky fight this one, because what happens is Captain Madison will get to around about 45% HP left, and then he will, as the wuss he is, he will run like mad and flee the fight. So if you are a Arcanist or a Summoner, you'll be wanting to tell your carbuncle to heal at this point, because he will chase after Captain Madison. And of course, if the carbuncle keeps running with him, he will aggro all the enemies in the zone, pretty much. Which I've seen only happen once or twice admittedly. And that's that. Another coffer. And it's for the Arcanist. I'm going to pass that for him. Oh, we haven't actually got an Arcanist, never mind. But I'm going to pass the book, the Grimoire, for someone else who might actually need it. I'm just going to tell the guys that I'm going to head into all rooms. Just so that they know I'm going to be entering in here. This one and this one. I think someone's got aggro now. Yep, the scurvy dog and the archer here. Now the thing about archers is that you'll be wanting to run to the archer. Don't expect him to come after you. Okay, so I'm sticking with my numbers. Okay, I'm just going to put a bit of convalescence up. Just going to take the dog off the Conjurer there. There we go. So if you start running low on HP, I've just used the potion next. I was just getting right to about 100 HP there. If you start running low on MP, or rather, you know, you can go into your fast blade and right blade, which will of course then charge up some MP. You can see I'm getting my MP back there. Now because I know we're recovering a bit there, I'm just going to keep spamming fast blade and right blade just to get my MP up for the next few fights. The good thing about this game is that you do manage to get your MP back with just resting. Turn right here. Go into this room. You first and you next. I'm putting the Shallow Eye Reaver because he is a archer, if I remember rightly. Yeah. There we go. And he is not going to run at you, remember, so you want to make sure you run to him. It's quite important because those archers can be really, really deadly. If you want to know in a sort of overhaul who's got hit and why, and you know who's got hit and what, like the guy, this sorry, the Lancer, sorry, let's check a thought then. The Lancer had hit then, I've managed to get it back. If you want to know who's got hit overall, I'll explain a little bit why, a little bit how you can find out who's got what hit. Especially more leaning towards yourself there. So we've got another coffer there. Kill you, and then you. In that order. Just wait for everyone to get here. And when you're ready, let's go in for another fight. So you can see as well, the EXP is very nice. Now this isn't a fully charged EXP either. I think I've pretty much used up my EXP. Yeah, I've used up all my EXP now, my EXP boost. And but I can tell you now, I was capped at around, after a fair amount of rested EXP, I was getting 550-ish EXP a kill at one point. And as you can see, I'm nearly coming up to my next level. There we go. And everyone's going smooth now, right? Nobody's taking any of the damage, just me. When I get a group of enemies, I will... ooh. Very nice. Now that's tank gear. Now because I'm on the job, I do love this loot system because I'm on the job, and I actually do, but I can actually need it because it means that obviously I want it. I can actually use it, which means you need it. Now because I can need it, it means I'm almost, in fact, I'm guaranteed to get this. If I just greed it, I'll be rolling with everyone else. So everyone else can greed and pass, but because I'm the only tank, I can need that, so I'm going to be needing this. And as soon as everyone lots, I'll get that. Right, let's go this way a minute. Okay, I'm going to mark you. And then after that, I want to mark you. And then we're going to have the Shallow Reaver after. I'm going to mark him individually if I can. Mark number 3. Boom. Okay. Going to do flash several times. Now the important thing about those marks is that again, everyone's fighting the same enemy. It just helps make that fight, the fight go a little bit smoother. I didn't mean to put that actually. my fault then. Now there's always one, including the Dragoon, who's now gone from hitting number 2. Well, he's gone straight from hitting 1 to number 3. Now that could be my fault for confusing him a little bit there, or it could be him just fancying to come kill the separate enemy there. But it just means that I've got to do my toes to make sure I do an AoE flash, so I'm flashing the enemy I'm attacking and the enemy he's flashing. So without any hesitation, I managed to flash and get my hit back. Okay. Scurvy dog second. Simple run so far, as you can see. I'm trying to clear out all the rooms so you guys can see the full run. If you're new to the dungeon, or if there's anything else, or you've never seen the dungeon fully cleared, I'm not sure. But that's why I'm doing the full run, so you guys can see that. Now I recommend before going into this dungeon, if you're new to the game, just to run over the stats and attributes and learn what does what, just once again, because you know there's bits and bobs you do learn and you do forget about. And there's my level. Let's get the key to the hole. For example, there's one that's always forgotten about, and I always find that a lot of people forget what determination does. Especially if you're new, you know, determination is a new attribute, or shall I say, a new status that was never sort of implemented into Final Fantasy XI or any of the Final Fantasies that I'm aware of. Now, you want to be careful with determination because there's a lot it does basically. but it affects the amount of damage dealt by both physical attacks as well as the amount of HP restored by healing spells. Now that goes for, if I've got a lot of determination, I'm gonna get cured for a lot. But also if the white mage or whoever's curing me has a lot of determination, then that'll help boost that up as well. So it's just one of those I'm trying to find it now, sorry guys. Yeah, it's one of those attributes you just want to take a note of. As you can see, it's down here, the explanation. So if you need to find out any more, just go over it and it'll tell you what to do. And also another note is to just go over your abilities once again, just to make sure you learn what's what and see what you've got. Because in some of the fights coming up, you're going to need to know what each one of them does. And of course, it is key to being a good player, really. Now in this room, it's a bit weird, is that everyone's fighting each other, so you want to be taking them down very, very slowly. Now I'm going to go for the Shadow Scale Reaver because I know that that's a white mage. Now this can get messy. If things start getting messy, that's when I'm going to start flashing. But for now, what it is a group of enemies who are all fighting each other, and because I can see that this Galka is, I've said Galka, I mean Rogadine, but because I can see him casting Cure, I know he's like a white mage or a conjurer or some form of healer. So we're going to take down the healer first. And there's the body piece, by the way, guys. I did get it. And these two down, which is really weird. Is what I don't understand is that happening the last time I did this dungeon is that these other guys just went over and sat down chilling. I'm not really sure why they did that, but so now I'm going to be flashing because now they're not fighting each other. But you can see they're flying down. These are not posing any threat whatsoever. Gotta say, this is out of 3 dungeons. This has to be 3 Sastashas. I mean, this one is by far being the best. Sometimes you are gonna get your bad runs, so you know, don't kick yourself if you think that you've done rubbish or something in a particular run. It may be down to other members as well, but this run is going very smooth. I'm very happy with this run so far. So this video is of course going to go on for longer than half an hour as expected, but it is just because I wanted to go through this whole dungeon, as it is the first dungeon you'll go through. I think we've pretty much cleared out most of these rooms. We're off into the captain's quarters now, which of course is guarded by 2 enemies. Do 2 flashes, so 1 or 2 flashes should be enough. 2 is always better than 1, obviously, just for the safety. You can do 3, or you could even do Paladin a different way, or Gladiator, shall I say, which is effectively Paladin. You could basically run in and spam your flash completely down to the bone of your MP, and then just use fast blade and right blade to charge up your MP. But as you can see, really spamming your flash like that is not really needed. And you'll soon get bored doing that because you're just running in and flash, 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 flash. And before you know it, you'll be out of MP anyway, so... ooh, Paladin legs! See, now I'm looking like a right loot whore here. But I'm going to need them, obviously, because I am Paladin. And I obviously do actually need them. Not that it really matters, but just for the laugh of it, I'm going to put 1 on his head. Now he's only going to do 1 move, this guy, who's going to really, that's really going to pose you any threat. Now you should not at all get hit by this. This should be very, very basic stuff now for you at this level, and that's to just dodge the overpower by simply just moving out the way. As simple as that. Now some of the fights later on in the game are really, really interesting. You've got to be quick on your toes. And you'll find that some of the fights are going to be, honestly, they're going to pose you quite a challenge. 1, 2. See, I wasn't really a fan of the number malarkey back when I was going through one of my first dungeons. But then after a while, after you've leveled Paladin and you know you've done your fair few dungeons, you realise that the number system, or the mark system shall I say, There's a lot better system for you guys in order to, as you can see, I've barely typed anything, not out of, you know, being unsociable. I just, obviously I'm talking to you guys and I'm doing this video, so I don't want to be typing in at all. But it also helps another way of communicating without actually typing. So it just shows that no matter what language you are, you're all on the same page, or the same enemy. Got the key. Open sesame. And if I'm right, we should have another boss fight coming up. Again, it's not going to pose you much of a problem. It's pretty similar to the first time we did this, because it is Captain Madison once again. So we're going to do 1, 2, and then of course back 3. Now this fight is a little bit different for one thing. I'm going to run in, I'm going to pull Captain Madison, and I'm going to pull him this way. Oh, never mind. They're attacking him there. Just going to do a few flashes to make sure I can get some hit. I'm going to try, if I can get hit, pull. There we go. Just going to pull him this way. There we go, that's better. The DPS were a bit eager then, but never mind, they're doing their job. And they're doing it well, if I may add. Okay, Captain Madison now. Now the reason why I've pulled him into this corner is because there's some dogs that are in this little cage here. Now, getting to Captain Madison to around about 50 health, I think. And he then unleashes the dogs, so that's where I'm going to need my MP to flash. So I'm just going to charge up my MP now using Fast Blade and Right Blade. Let's get some MP up so I can just do several flashes. And he's going to do it any minute now. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Come on. Unleash the hounds. Here they are. And here we go. They're not going to pose you much of a threat. Seems to be my favourite saying that at the moment. I'm just going to stand in the middle and spam flash for the time being. Keep attacking Captain Madison. Once he runs off, the better. Then that's one less person to deal with. Now if you've got Rampart up, which I obviously don't, and Convalescence, now would be a perfect time to use it. There goes Captain Madison, that's fine. So that was just the scurvy dogs we're going to put up with, which as you can see, compared to Captain Madison, they are flying down. And even though I spammed on my flash, every single dog there had hit on me. And when you're ready, we've got another treasure coffer, which should be Pirate's Bandana. I'm going to pass that because I feel like a bit of a loot whore anyway, because I've got some paladin gear. Pass. There we go. Okay, MP. And then this area for EXP. I just like to tell everyone so we don't know what's what. Now I think this either the Shadow Tail Reaver or the Shallow Eye Reaver. I'm pretty sure it's the Shallow Eye Reaver. I'm pretty sure he's an archer, so yeah, it's the Rogadine who's the archer. Now because I know I've got several fights coming up, and because I've comfortably got hit, I'm going to continuously use Right Blade with my Fast Blade DPS rotation just to get my MP up, because I know we've got several fights coming up. Ooh, I've got a little bit of a lag spike there, guys. Apologies for that. We're nearly at the end, computer. Just hold on till then. Oh. Ooh, a lag spike. Oof. And there we go. We've had no problems whatsoever in this, apart from this bit of internet connection problem issue. hold on, computer, just hold on. And the scurvy dog will be number 3. I'm not going to mark number 3 because we know we'll kill the dog last. Now there's a lot of things coming up on the screen. You know, you can see that there's moves from, you know, from other party members coming up, the damage up, flying up on the screen and everything like that. Now you can change all that in your system modifications. I'll go over that later on, but you can go over character, system configuration, HUD layouts. You can change a hell of a lot of stuff to make this game the way you see fit. Well, I do apologise for any internet connection issues that are coming up. I know that you can see that I'm lagging, so I do apologise. I wish there was something I could do about it, especially since I'm recording. Excuse me. Okay. So run into these, no particular order, just fight whatever. We're all going to fight near enough the same, I'm guessing, anyway. So I've used Convalescence just to help my white mage. So I've just used a potion just to give him a bit of a boost in health. So I was getting rather low. Once we get one of these enemies down, we should be okay, because that'll be a lot less damage taken. Okay, so the Dragoon has actually got, or the Lancer has actually got hit on this one, so I've just flashed to get the hit back. And another one goes flying down on health. We have got a very good setup here, guys. Minus internet connection lag. It's been a pretty decent run for my, I want to say my first Sastasha run, because the other two were so-so. In fact, my first one was terrible. Hence the reason why I didn't upload that one. Second one was good, but if I'm honest, my commentary wasn't as good as I thought it could have been. So I hope this video is good for everyone. Now you white like that in darkness. You just be careful you don't get aggro, buddy, from on that step there. We should possibly kill those two other shallow eyes there. Shallow eye and shallow scale in the distance there. In fact, yeah, I think we will. I do apologise for the long video, but we are getting towards the end of the video. There's the last boss there. This boss ain't gonna like this one bit. I think I just said this boss when I said the boss. Fast Blade, Riot Blade, and Razdim Modzar has just leveled up. Congratulations, dude. Ah, there's 3 enemies here. Okay, I'm just going to drag them this way a little bit. And again, I'm going to use Convalescence to give the white mage a boost in cures. And again, if I start getting really low on HP, I will just use a potion. Now I know that a lot of people on Final Fantasy XI are comparing this game when they go to playing 11 to 14, as naturally as you do. I know I did for a long time. You compare Final Fantasy XIV a lot to Final Fantasy XI. Now if you're wondering why as a gladiator or a paladin like Final Fantasy XI that I'm not curing or have the spell cure, is because I haven't leveled my, in terms of Final Fantasy XI, I haven't leveled my sub job, which is basically kind of a cross class. Okay, for some reason that was really weird. I couldn't target the enemy then for a minute then. Never mind. So when you're ready, we just head into the last arena. This is the last boss in the dungeon of Sastasha. Now there's not much to know in this one really. It's quite simple really. All my job is as a tank is to, I'm going to mark him just for the hell of it, is to fight number 1. That's all I have to do, is stand in the middle and tank the enemies. That as a paladin is enough, and just dodge any AoEs. Now as the rest of the group, no matter what role you are, you can be, you've got to watch out for the unnatural ripples. When the unnatural ripples start to bubble up, You basically just need to interact with the ripples, and it will simply put them back to normal like they are now. But if you don't interact with them quick enough, the enemies will spawn, and if by chance that happens, if the best idea is to bring him to the middle of the dungeon or the arena here, and let the paladin or the marauder or the tank basically take them off you. If you run around trying to fight the enemy on your own, the tank will have a hard time trying to take it off you. The only AoE to watch out for is Hydro Ball. And you can see Razdom in the distance there sees the unnatural ripples starting to bubble up like that. He's just ran over, interacted with them. He sees another one over there, so he's doing the same over there. But someone's missed out on one of the bubbles there, so I'm going to shield lob him. If I can get hit, brilliant. If I can't, it's going to go down pretty easy anyway. But to be honest, I mean, the boss is already coming up to half dead anyway. Just going to throw in a flash just to make sure. And there's enemy. Look, enemy spawned again. So again, bring them over. There we go. As you can see, I've just flashed enemy a couple of times there. I mean, these are baby enemies anyway. They go down really easy. It's just a few ads here and there. Really nothing to worry about. But we'll start foaming on the surface. There's one over there in the distance there. Now you could do it another way of having the paladin, or me, the tank, stood on some unnatural ripples, and during mid-fight I could try and interact with it, but I'm probably just going to get an event skip. Just flashing the enemy once again. There we go. I'm just going to keep shield lobbing because I'm out of MP at the moment. Just need to get some MP back, so fast blade and right blade rotation. Now would be the perfect time for the group to use their limit break at the top of the screen there. So remind them. Too late. Didn't even need the limit break anyway, but I just thought it might be a good idea to show you guys the limit break, but never mind. I won't skip the cutscene actually, I'll let you guys watch the cutscene there. Now that was a very nice group, very smooth, and that was Sastasha, guys, so I hope this helped you. If it did, be sure to favourite, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys,